We'll start with the prayer first. Close your eyes, palms together, seek the blessings from your God, goddesses, and all your gurus. Once you are done, slowly open it. Today also we are going to see the continuation of the Rahu. As we already know, what are the things the Rahu will represent. The Rahu will represent in how we can easily remember anything which is in an illusion, that is the form of the Rahu, that is the most significant of the Rahu. Any illusion, any kind of the animation in front of you, particularly illusion. What does that mean? The thing which is not real, but it looks like a real, that is the significance of the Rahu, whichever in front of you. The illusion is the Rahu. Anything which is exaggerated in a grand manner, that is Rahu. Simple anger is the angry is the Mars. But when the anger was exponential, that is the anger was too much, anger was like a stupidity, anger with like an literally become an idiot angry, then the Rahu significance is also there. So simply it was like two extremes. When you are too much angry, that is the Rahu. When you are too much lazy, that is also Rahu. Then you may say, whether lazy is Saturn. No, the slowness is Saturn. I totally agree. But this Rahu slowness is entirely different. It was like a king of lazy. Okay? All kind of the worldly desires is the significant of the Rahu. If anyone getting a famous, holding the power, any kind of the success in this world, definitely there is a significant amount of the Rahu presence will be there. Most importantly, obsessiveness, addiction, that is also the presence of the Rahu. Anything, if you are obsessive with your work, you are obsessive with your relation, or you are very much possessive about your relationship, Rahu significance will be there. Then you may ask, how I can identify the Rahu presence in my life? You watch yourself, how you are behaving. Are you addicted with anything? Definitely the Rahu presence will be sitting there. The Rahu's energy will be there. Without that Rahu's energy, there is no addiction going on. And the people will say, I'm very workaholic. Definitely the Rahu presence will be there. Even though the other grahas energy is also including, without the Rahu's presence, you may not be obsessed, you may not be possessed with something. Okay. Then it is a kind of one simple language we can easily remember was that was an unsteady, erratic force. Remember this, whichever it is coming from an emotion, which is coming as a physical force on physical force you are emitting or somebody was emitting towards you, then the Rahu significance, it's exactly representing the Rahu's presence. And mostly, before we understand about Rahu, there are the three things in our life. Right? Mainly, we can divide our needs and wants, and to successfully live in this planet. We can. What are the things? It is about our health. It is about our wealth. The peoples who will live with us, or the peoples will around us. So simply, I would say it is a relation. So the Rahu will give you the health? No. Rahu will give you or help you in the relationship? No. But Rahu will give you the extreme material progress in your life. It was a double take. Rahu will give you the wonderful wealth in your progress. Then the last class also we saw that the wealth was like this. It will give you like anything. It will reach you the peak. Then once you reach that peak, it will comes down. You will lose all your money whichever you earned in that particular period. You will lose everything, your wealth in a fraction of seconds, in a fraction of moment. Okay. Uh, this was one of the story which I heard when this person was having a wonderful period in his life. He earned a number of crores in nearly 100 crores in foreign land only. Because Rahu was helping him to land the job in the foreign, and he earned a sufficient amount of money, more than the sufficient amount of the money. So that was his here at this stage. The stage was it was here. So once he thought to return back to his land. So what he did, he put everything all into one kind of instrument. I don't want to mention that instrument. So in that particular period, that instrument got crashed completely, and he's lost his entire wealth. Not only lost his entire wealth, and he lost whatever, and he lost the money which is not in his hand also. So the Rahu will give you that much of the money tremendously, yes. But if you are not careful enough, you will lose all your money. Okay, that was one. And the passion, the people will say, I'm passionate about this thing, I'm passionate about that thing. Yes, the Rahu's energy present, but the Rahu's energy, without this Rahu's energy, you can't have that kind of a passion. And when you're, how you can understand your Rahu presence initiating in your body and the hormonal imbalance was coming, you were not able to sleep in the night. Then the nerves disorder will come, neurosis will come. When the doctor was diagnosed with neurosis or a nervous disorder, the nervous disorder and neurosis, it won't come in your 1 day or 2 days. It will come from your the number of days of your something in your habit, number of days something you practiced in your. It may be number of years of the practice, something you are practicing. Maybe you work for in a day and night, and you eat any time in the day. You skip the food in the day. So whatever, because of your health, because of your workaholic nature, you did all kind of the stuff. You do sufficient harm to your body, then that will end up in your nerve disorder. So the Rahu presence won't come in your life like one by one. It will come here slowly, slowly, slowly. So once it was completely occupying your entire organs, dominating your body, then that will show you the diseases in your body like nerve disorder, insomnia, hysteria, cancer. The Rahu will show its presence in your body. Okay. Now, Rahu represents, we already saw this, exalted in Taurus, debilitated in the Scorpio. And the directional strength is the 10th house. And beyond this, what are the things we have to know? And Rahu's nakshatra is the 3 nakshatra, Ardra, Swati, and Satabhisha. Ardra is the 6th nakshatra. Okay. Ardra is the 6th nakshatra, Swati is the 15th, Satabhisha is the 24th. Okay. Ardra was in the Mithuna Rasi, Swati is in the Tula Rasi, Satabhisha in the Kumbha Rasi. Okay, here I have one question for you. There is one similarity between these three rasis. What is that? I can give you a clue. There was one element was present commonly with these three rasis. Anybody?
Kubhaya Rashi. No, not Kubhaya.
Is it?
No.
You're saying something? Mithuna Rasi, Tula Rasi, and Kumbha Rasi. There is a common in one. These three rasis are common in one thing. The clue is the element.
Air element.
Air element, right? Yeah. Then what is the big deal about the air element? So that is why the Rahu gives that energy. They do whatever they want to do to achieve anything. They don't differentiate the good or bad. If they have a see, if Rahu's The Rahu was imagine the person was here. He having the enough influence of the Rahu, and his goal was his or goal was here. Okay, this is the goal he want to achieve in his life. This what the mentality of this person will be. He may or she may do anything. They won't distinguish this is right or this is wrong. Whatever they want to do, they do, and they achieve their goal no matter what. They won't differentiate between this is bad, this is good. No. Then you may have a question: how come these people have that kind of the tendency while other people didn't have? Because the yeah, if you have there was also two things here. The nakshatra of the Rahu was in the air element. That gives you that kind of a tendency to move away very quickly. They have the short, they have the narrow, they have their path was narrowed down to reach the goal. They won't mind about whether that is right, that this is wrong. Okay? And one more thing also here, this is not about the Rahu. In your birth chart, see whether in the air element rashis, if you have the number of the planets was high, then you may also have that kind of the tendency. What is the tendency? You won't be dwell on anything. Well, you won't hold the grudge. If somebody was angry with you, you have an angry with somebody, don't hold the grudge for some years, not even some days. You will forget in a day also. Check in your birth chart if you have the quality or because that air element will do that kind of a nature in your body. Okay, let's come back to Rahu. The sharp period is an 18 years and grain is the Urda. So whenever the peoples will say any remedy for the Rahu, the grain which is used is the Urda. Okay. The direction stand was the southwest. Mostly in Tamil Nadu, the people will go for an Tirunageshwaram temple for Rahu. If you heard about the Thirukalakashti, that is for the Ketu. And Tirunageshwaram, the people will go for a Rahu. Okay. Now, from this week onwards, we have to see the combination because we already have a base understanding about the Rahu, what the Rahu will do. When there was a combination about
Anita, for Ketu, it is Kiriya Perumballam.
what is it?
For Ketu, it is the same near Kumbakonam called Kiriya Perumballam.
Yeah. There are a number of the temples, but the temple which I know, definitely there were, when you go into that kind of the temple, the simple thing is that the planet energy was really high. So that you can also enjoy that energy which can imagine if you have a deficiency of a Rahu's energy, you enter into that temple, you observe very much. It's like a vitamin. So when you have a deficiency in your vitamin, some vitamin was not in your body, you take as a tablet or any kind of an organic thing, it will absorb in your body. Right? Okay, there is also one more thing. Because sometimes the vitamin is also not absorbed by the body because your body was not capable enough, your body was not ready enough. That is why you have to prepare your body accordingly before going into that kind of temple. That's why the people ask you to go for a fasting or do some kind of the steps before you enter into the temple. Okay, come back here. So let's see about
1 minute. Just when it's told, just Rahu takes you up sometime and brings down. That means to during that Dasha period only, no? Suppose the person is having 18, a native has got a Rahu Dasha, his period 18 years. In this 18 years period, that he may take you up and bring down. Is it correct?
okay, there is a various time the Rahu will take place. Okay, one is when there was the Rahu Dasha Buddhi was happening, definitely this situation will come in your life. Over the percentage level, maybe out of the 180%, the things will happening in your life. Then what are the other situations when there was a Pocharam, the Rahu was planetary motion in daily planetary motion. The Rahu was placed in one Rashis, right? So
Oh,
that moment also, you in your Janana Jadakam, based on your birth chart and your Pocharam, if there was an exact impact on your birth chart, that is the moment also you have an impact of the Rahu.
okay.
I don't think you remember this or not. When how you see about the your Jadagam, your birth chart with the Dasha Buddhi, that will tell you about your future.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
birth chart plus your Pocharam, that tells about your present situation,
Okay.
whether you are going to get affected or not
Okay.
at this moment. And why the Dasha Buddhi comes into the picture? In my future, when my Rahu Dasha, Rahu Buddhi was happening, this is my birth chart. May I going to get affected on the future or so will I get affected? Will I not get affected? That will tell you about in the Dasha Buddhi. So
Okay.
if in this moment you have to see my Rahu position was correct in the Gocharam or not at this moment, am I going to get affected with the Rahu? You have to see the Gocharam. So go in this way, your birth chart, Gocharam and the Dasha Buddhi, that will give you an exact picture. At this moment, you will get affected by the Rahu or not.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's come back here. Rahu and will from this onwards we will see about the Rahu's combination. So if I then before we finish the Rahu, if I then finish all the combination of these the combination of the Rahu, we'll spend one more class for this to finish the Rahu combination with the other planets. Okay. Now we'll see about the Rahu and the Sun combination. Okay, the one more thing about here. Currently, we are seeing about the very, very simple information, very basic information about the combination, like Rahu plus Sun, what will happen? Rahu plus Moon, what will happen? This is about the situation when only these two grahas present in the Rahu. Okay? There is also some other situation will come. We'll discuss that later. Now we'll go with a very, very basic. Okay. There is also situation will come when three more grahas present with the Rahu or else in addition with the Rahu, you may have the four grahas, you may have the five grahas. That situation, how you can handle, we'll see that later. Okay. At this moment, we'll see only the two grahas, Rahu plus other planets. Okay. Now Rahu Sun. The Sun we already know. The Sun represents about your father or father-in-law or anybody who's you feel like a father-like figure. That is also Sun. And Rahu is the grandfather from your father's side. Keep that in mind. So these two things are combined together in a relation. All right. Now let's see about the things in a material life. Rahu is an illusion. Rahu is an exaggerated thing and everything possessiveness, addiction, everything. And Sun is a very honest in nature. And Sun wants to give everything to everybody, regardless of whoever it is. Sun wants to do the work very honest way. But Rahu in a different direction. Rahu want to fulfill the work, regardless of whether it is in a good way or bad way. So when these two combinations are combined together, when these two grahas are combined together, what will happen? The father may get the income from the foreign country. Okay. Mostly the natives father, over Jatakam we have seen, the native's father may live in the foreign country or at least from out, yearn from the place where it was not their birthplace. Okay. Yearning from the foreign country. That was mostly they will get the yearning from the foreign country. Not only the father, even the native also yearnings coming from the foreign country because of the Rahu and the Sun combination. Okay, here there is a Sun is also politics. The great involvement of the politics will come. Okay, then we may ask this: what is the big deal out of it? Politics involvement is not a bad thing. Okay, here comes the Rahu. Rahu can solve the things in her hand, regardless of which one we took. It can be done by the bride. or can we do the thing which is not comes under the legal situations. It may do the things which is illegal in nature. But at the end of the day, they solve the problem. They solve the issues. They get whatever they want. But the way is not good. They do the politics in a very illegal fashion. They may not understand this is right or this is wrong. That kind of the politics they will involve. The bribe is the nature for them. They feel like giving to somebody and getting the things done. They feel like, okay, I gave money to them. They finish my work. What is the big deal in it? People will speak like that. They didn't have an idea about, okay, this is illegal in nature. You should not do it. You have to be honest in your politics. They won't agree with you. And that kind of the politics, the Rahu and the Sun will do for them. Okay? Mostly when the Rahu and the Sun combination was present, particularly if the degree was much closer, the native will get affected with the short side. Okay? And obviously, calcium deficiency will come because of these two combinations. And the bright will come, it's their nature. Even the native or native's father, they won't think it is wrong thing. They won't think it is an illegal. They feel it is illegal. They feel not even illegal. They feel that, okay, whatever it is, I gave the money, they done my work. I'm okay with that. What is a great deal in it? Okay? They feel like that. Okay. There is one important, interesting thing about the Rahu plus Sun combination, Rahu plus Moon combination is the native will have the similarly physical appearance. In the physical appearance, they are so much similar, particularly with their parents or their grandparents. Mostly with their family, any one of them, they have exact similar faces. If you see the people in outside, the son was exactly like a mother, or the son was exactly like his father, or the daughter was exactly look like his mother or his father, or in some situation, these people, the native may have the same physical appearance as his father and mother. Then you may ask the question. Obviously, they will look like them only. What is the big deal out of it? So you see the twin situation, the similar twin. When you see the twins, they exactly look alike. You can't even easily identify which one is which. Okay? That kind of the situation will come. That kind of the similar physical appearance will have when the Rahu and the Sun or Rahu and the Moon combination is there. You can easily identify. Okay, this is your father, this is your mother. You can easily identify this combination. Okay, until now, any doubts? Mostly. Now we'll understand about the Rahu first house. This is the good one when they have a very good self-confidence. Only one thing is they need the attention. Okay. One important thing I forgot to tell about the Rahu in first house was Rahu in the first house, Rahu in the seventh house. In Tamil, they said it as a sarpa means it was a snake. Okay, Rahu considered it as a snake. Sarpa means in Tamil it was a snake. When the Rahu is in the first house, when the Rahu is in the okay. When the Rahu means it's a sarpam. Rahu means it is a serpent. When the Rahu is in first house, Rahu is in the seventh house, it's considered as the Ananda Serpent. That means that will give you the tremendous amount of the energy to the individual. Okay? So the Rahu in the first house, kind of a good one. Okay, Rahu in the second house will give you the enormous wealth in your life. Let's see about the Rahu in the third house. For remembrance, anybody remember about the Upachayasthanas? 3 is the Upachayasthana. Then forgot everything. What are the other Upachayasthanas? There are the 4, right?
2, 5, 8, 11.
Upachayasthana.
Okay, then it is the previous houses. Okay, 12.
2, 5, 8, 11. What is that? 2, 5, 8, 11. Okay. It is different. It is different. We are
3,
now
6, 10,
thinking
11
about
is
the
3, 6, 10, 11.
yeah 3, 6, 10, 11. 3,
2,
6,
5,
10.
8, 11, I think it's Para. What was that? I think I'm telling the other one. Parapana, something.
2, 5, 8, 11 is the Phanafara. Okay, then this is the homework for everyone. What is a 2, 5, 8, 11? What is a 3, 6, 9, 12? Okay, now we'll concentrate on the Upachayastha. 3, 6, 11. Oh, sorry. Okay. Is this correct? Correct or no?
Yes, 3, 6,
3, 6,
10,
10,
11 is
11.
correct.
Awesome. If you're really silent, I also worried about whether I remember the Upachayasthana right or not. Okay. Now we'll come about what is the Upachayasthana will do when your age grows up. When you are in a kid, adult, when you're growing up, the progress of the planet's significance is also go up. So when the Rahu was in his third house, it slowly grows up. When you're in a kid, the when you are moving into one teenage and an adult phase, the energy is also moving accordingly. Okay? When the grahas present in the Upachayasthana will do like this. Whether now here, the sixth is the Dusthana. Even though it was the Dusthana, the Upachayasthana is also a sixth house. When the Rahu was present in that house also, it will give you good one. Okay? We'll see that how the Rahu will behave when it was the sixth house. And we'll see about the third house. What are the third house significance? Anybody remember? Third house for communication, university. Anybody remember about what is the third house can do? Everybody have forgot or you are not willing to say anything? Which one I could choose?
Courage, brother relation.
Younger siblings.
Younger siblings. Okay.
Courage.
Short
Courage.
travel,
A short travel.
communication.
Communication. Okay. Now, younger siblings, courage, short travel, and ambition,
Sports.
sports, and your neighbors. Everything comes under the third house. Now, here the Rahu was present. What is the Rahu we read about? Rahu is about the fame, worldly success, and obsession, addiction, and the anger, which is in an erratic way, which we have to see it as an this kind of the Rahu was present in the third house. Okay. When the communication is nothing but the media, this will get amplified because they the Rahu's energy is also for good for communication. Any type of the media, when the Rahu was present, the Rahu will be succeed. Rahu will be succeed in any kind of the communication media. So that is the good for the Rahu. These people are cleverly making about when they decide. Okay. Before I tell about the second point, you remember the one point which I told you earlier. This is the person, and his goal was here. He want to achieve this goal. And when the Rahu was in the third house, the third house is also for the ambition, for the goal which they want to achieve in their life. And they have the Rahu is another meaning of the courage also. The Rahu's courage is not like a courage with wisdom. The Rahu courage is like it's a blind courage. It comes on its own. They didn't even they feel like they didn't have a talent. They didn't have they have nothing, but the courage was flowing into them like non-stop. The courage will come on its own. So imagine a situation, they have the goal here, and this person was having the Rahu in the third house. They know how to reach here, regardless of, even though this person didn't have money, fame, or whatever it is, but if the Rahu in the third house was there for this particular person, he or she know how to achieve this goal, how they cleverly make the plan accordingly. They know which way to go, which person have to meet, and how they can speak, how they can achieve their goal, and what are the things need to be done before reach this goal. So they cleverly, they strategically plan everything, even if it is a small business or a big business or the small meeting or the very larger meeting, if they want to meet a small group of people, n number of the peoples, it doesn't matter for them. These people have the everything under their control, and they achieve this goal uh, regardless of a number of struggles. Mostly these people won't meet any struggles because when Rahu in the third house, their mind works in a clever way. In other words, their dopamine level was really normally the person dopamine level will be in average, but for these peoples, the dopamine level will be little bit high. The people will say, uh, mm, okay, here. Imagine this is the human body, this is the one cell, and this is an another cell. If your dopamine was here, normally was the person was average person may have I thought the person wrong. Okay, here. Okay. Normally this normal person may have the dopamine like a dot or little bit more than that. But when this kind of the Rahu thought person will have, their dopamine level will be little bit larger than an average person. That is why their mind is very short. They have the cleverest way. They exclude others. How they are make outshine others. This is because of the energy which is reside in them. Their dopamine level will be a little bit high. So there is a danger here also. Your dopamine was hormone imbalance will happen if the dopamine hormone was flow is really high. Your mind will you lose your mind, you lose yourself. But if the dopamine will be more than average, and these people will think in a really high level. That's why the when you become very fearful, your dopamine will be decreased in the size. When you are happy, when you are forcefully smile also, your dopamine will be little bit enlarged itself. But for these people, this hormone will work. It will show its magic on its own. That's why the second point will work greatly for them. Okay. When the Rahu was in the third house, these people, when they work in the technical field or in education, they reach the top level. Even though they feel like I can't. When the Rahu in the third house, these people won't think like I can't reach. They feel like, okay, I'm good with my technical. I'm good with this. What I can do next? That kind of the people. Okay, there is a difference here. Imagine a situation and imagine this is Tula Lagna. Here you have a Rahu in the third place. I'm telling you the difference. See, when the Rahu was in the third house, these people won't even think about I can reach this place or not, whether I will be the topper in my field or not. They won't think like that. Now, I will give you one more scenario. Here, when when the Ketu was in your third house, okay? I'm writing it down. Mm. Okay. When the Ketu was in the third house, that was the utter opposite. What they will think, even they have the tremendous knowledge, they have their own intelligence, they won't feel, they won't believe themselves, I can do this. They think like in this way, I can't do, maybe I'm not good enough for this. But interestingly, when you have the third house Rahu, uh, okay, when you have the third house Rahu, even if you read only one page in a book, they feel like I read the entire book. They give you the speech for 1 hour. Okay, that kind of the cleverness, that kind of the smartness they will acquire naturally. It's not come on their habit. It comes naturally for them. They are really good and technical, and if they are put their effort in the education also, they outshine everybody. Okay? This is wonderful for the Rahu in the third house. Mostly these peoples will be really success when it was labor intensive. That this is also give success in their life. Okay, this is an important point. Okay, now I will ask you to tell me which are the movable signs. Among this, which are the movable signs?
Corner.
What is it?
All corner rashis are movable.
No. All corner rasis are dual.
Dual in nature.
Oh,
Okay, this is dual. This is
yeah.
dual.
Okay.
All corner rasis are dual. I'm asking about movable thing.
Aries.
Cancer. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Cancer, yes. Cancer, yes. Yes, Cancer. This one.
Cancer, Tula and Makara and Mesha.
Yes. So 4 rashis are the movable one. Okay. Among these 12 rashis, look into only movable rashis. Okay. Then we need to find out the air element combination, water combination, which one it is. Okay, now
Cancer,
let's.
Scorpio, and Meena.
Okay. What is the difference between the Cancer, Scorpio, and the Karkataka? Karkataka was movable with water, yes. But when it comes into the Brakshika, it is a water with the fixed element. That's no. Because we are only looking for the movable rasa. Then when it comes into Meena, water with a dual in nature. That is also no. We are looking only for the rasis which is movable in nature along with the water element. Okay, why we need to find out this? If the movable and the watery sign, foreign travel is indicated. Okay, here. Imagine a situation where Karkataka becomes the third house and the Rahu was present in it. Definitely you will travel. And more 90% of the horoscope, if you see water with a mobile energy and the third house Rahu was present, particularly it becomes the third house, then the foreign travel will be possible. Then you may ask, okay, other houses is not possible? Obviously, yes, absolutely. If Rahu was present in the 9th house, imagine a situation you are Mesh Rasi, and the Rahu was present in the 9th house, foreign travel is possible? Absolutely, yes. But this situation is entirely different. In the 95% these people will travel for sure. When the third house becomes Rahu was present in the third house, that too in the Karkataka, the travel is the two foreign travelers will happen for sure. Okay, that's for the last one. Okay. Anybody who's having the third house Rahu?
Yeah, man. My wife,
Awesome.
it is all telling. But
Okay. You know the Lagna?
Vrishik Lagna, Scorpio.
Vrishika
Simha
Lagna.
Rashi.
Your moon was here. Then Makara, the Rahu was present, right?
Yeah.
Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yes. So I will
Which
just see. I folded. Yes, it is her Simha Lagna and her Simha Rashi it is. Sorry. Vrishik Lagna, Scorpio, And Moon is Rashi is Simha, Leo, Simha.
Lagna Rasi. Simha Lagna, Simha Rasi.
No, Simha Lagna. No. Lagna is Scorpio. Vrishchik
Okay.
Lagna.
Okay, Vrishchika Lagna. Rahu is in the third house, right?
Yeah, Rahu in third.
Which are among this point, which one is exactly matching?
Most of all it telling, except that cleverly, yeah, everything is telling. Madam. Very good. But only that third, good for a technical field and education. She didn't go. She would have achieved it if she had gone. She has become housewife.
Okay, suppose in case if she studied with a technical field, or if she started to studying in an education field, this is the possibility. So this
Yes.
mostly you don't need to match everything with everybody.
Okay.
If they are not entering into the technical field, also the birth chart will show you, because
Okay.
the graha combination may not allow you to study for the technical or study for or enter into an education. That is also there.
Okay.
But if other things was matching, then the Rahu significance was greatly placed in there. Okay?
100%.
Awesome. Anybody was having a Rahu in third house? No? Yes. Here. Rahu in the fourth house. Everybody knows what is the fourth house will signify, right? What are the fourth house represents?
Mother.
Mother,
Properties.
properties, your assets, properties, vehicle, okay. Your vehicle, your interest and ability, everything comes under the fourth house. Rahu, we already know about it. Anything which is an
It's also
illusion.
basic education, right?
Yes, basic education, absolutely correct. Basic education is also comes under. And when the Rahu is an illusion, Rahu is an addictive nature, obsessive. Rahu is technically really good. The one more thing we have to remember is any person, you see that particular person who is technically very strong. Definitely the Rahu significance was there. Without the Rahu's energy, you may not have an ability to touch the electronic instrument. I mean, technically involved in anything. Okay. When the Rahu was in the fourth house, it's also really good. Why? Because they are really blessed by the divine. But the native will be definitely more away from their home. Even for their education or whatever the reason it will be, but definitely they will be away from the home. That's for sure. Even mostly it will happen in the childhood because because Rahu was in the fourth house. Okay, then importantly, this attitude will come as their own nature, service attitude towards the socio-economic background. Mostly when the Rahu was in the fourth house, even when they are in the early childhood also, they have this tendency to service others. That will comes in the inbuilt quality for them. Okay, this is a very important point. Rahu in the fourth house.
Fourth house. Rahu ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಮನೆ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಐದನೇ ಮನೆ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ರಾಹು ಐದನೇ ಮನೆ.
Okay. Midas touch means when if they're working in anything. See when even in this, even in your working in this computer system also, the server will down for some time, but somebody will come and they touch here and there, and the server will ups in a fraction of seconds. Sometimes I'm giving an example in the computer and the server system environment. Now you could go and see some other in your household itself. The child was imagine a family, the younger kid was not feeling well, and then elder in the family come and touch their stomach, they will release from the pain or something else. It was like that. When the Rahu in the fourth house was there, wherever they touch, wherever they give that, wherever their influence was there, will grow tremendously. Whether in the household, whether in the professionally they are doing something, or physically they are doing something, whatever it is, it becomes the middle stage. Whatever they touch, it grows enormously and non-stoppingly. Okay, the Rahu in the fourth house altogether it was really good. But the only thing you have to mind about is stay away from the home, most especially stay away from your mother. Anybody who's having Rahu in the fourth house? Rahu in the fifth house. Fifth house, importantly, it will tell us about your faith, your children, the creativity, whichever you are doing. The creativity comes in every day in your life. Whatever you are doing, professionally or personally, or creatively, whatever you're doing, even you're cooking or doing creatively, that is also under creativity. When you're going for any meeting and you're doing something creative, that's also comes under the creativity. Your intellect, anything you are involved in any kind of an amusement, that comes under the fifth. Speculative related things. If you're involved in the share market or gambling, that's also comes under the fifth house. To behave childlike, that's also comes under the fifth house. So this is about the fifth house. Now we know what is Rahu. Rahu's significance in worldly success, desires, addictive in nature, possession, obsession, all kind of the negative qualities, even though it will achieve the success, but the bribe in giving bribes to others or involving in illegal activities, it's all in the Rahu. Now, these kind of the tendencies significant of the Rahu's energy present in the fifth house. What will happen? And when the Rahu was present in the fifth house, this person was really creative. Their creative was, you can't even imagine. See, when the Venus creativity was really beautiful means you want to see it again and again. It was glitters to your eyes. But when the Rahu's creativity was there, it was really very big, very engrossed, and it was exaggerated in the creativity. Okay? Gives wealth through the investments. Okay, this whichever they are involved in the investments. Give me a second, my charge will. Give me a second, I will take the charger and come back.
The most dangerous food for your body is not sugar. It's not fried chicken. It's not even.
Again, something. Yeah. Now, when the Rahu was in the fifth house, they speculate whichever it is a speculative activity that will give the good strength in their life. That's why the wealth, whatever the investment in the share market or any kind of speculative related stuff, it will give the wealth in there. You have to be very much careful. The Rahu in the fifth house, when you are involving in any kind of the speculative investment, you have to be very much careful. Really, you have to be careful because Rahu will give you like anything. It takes of you like anything also. It will give you like this way. And the moment, if you are not careful, will put you down like anything. So particularly when you are involving in the speculative things, you have to be extra careful. Extra careful means you have to be triple careful. So then you may ask, what are the things I get the wealth through this kind of an investment? How I can protect myself. So don't put all the things in one basket. Diversify your investment. Make the fixed income. If imagine the situation like imagine you have a speculative investment was 80% out of your saving. Make it as a 60-40 level if you're Rahu in the fifth house, but it will give like anything, it takes away also. So you have to be extra careful. If you are much more conservative, make it as a 50-50%. What is a 50-50%? 50% is in your fixed income, that is, it is not being speculative. Make it as a fixed one, and whichever you have in your hand, make it as a speculative. So, but imagine this situation all the time. Rahu in fifth house is super good. You have to be extra careful. Native children means whoever the Jataka we are trying to their children can be a very long periods of the time, because the fifth house represents the children. The Rahu is also representing the distance between the relation. Keeps away from the relations, whoever it is. So whichever Bhava we are seeing, the Rahu will keep away the relationship. Okay? So here we are seeing about fifth house for the children. So the children is also keep away from the native. Definitely, it's not an easy path for them to learn anything. Many challenges, many struggles, obstacles, everything come in their way. But definitely they will achieve and they overcome anything. They have a way of learning. They know how to learn, how to overcome this kind of difficulty. Then you may have the questions, how come they have that kind of an energy? Because when the Rahu was present, when the Rahu was in the fifth house, that in the fifth house Rahu was present means that gives you that kind of the tremendous energy in your physical body. Then another question will come. How come this energy will be present? It comes in your blood flow, it comes in your hormonal secretion, it comes in your health of your internal organs, it comes in your the air which you breathe and breathe out. So all together, it gives you that kind of the tremendous energy to face any kind of the challenges in your learning. Anybody having Rahu in the fifth house? When we see the Rahu in the fifth house means we are concentrating only on the Rahu in the fifth house. Okay, just like this situation. Imagine in the Mithuna, Rahu was here. Your Lagna is a Kumbha Lagna. So we are seeing only this kind of the situation. Now, suppose in case if you have the Mars is here, and along with Jupiter also, then the situation will become totally changed. Okay? We'll see this Graha combinations one by one. So at this moment, go slow, and you have to be very much, and we have to be very much thorough in the basics. Only Rahu was present in the fifth house. What are the scenarios I have to keep in mind? You have to keep in mind about the creativity. Rahu gives the creativity? Absolutely yes. Rahu gives the wealth in my investment? Yes. And who's away from the native? Whichever the Bhava which we are seeing. So Rahu is the kind of, Rahu gives the energy which keeps away from the relations. So whichever Bhava you are seeing, so it's the fifth Bhava, the children. You are having the distance from your children. Did you face any struggles and obstacles? Because the Rahu was present. Absolutely yes. You will face the challenge. Because Rahu was present, you will succeed or not? Yes, you will succeed. Suppose in case the Ketu was present in the fifth house, you will succeed or not? No, you won't succeed. You will withdraw or you accept the failure. Okay. Now we will move into the sixth house. Until now, any doubts? Looks like me. Okay. Now Rahu in the sixth house, it was wonderful house to learn. Why? Sixth is the Dusthana, and it's also a Upachayastha. Okay. Now we'll see about what is the sixth house represents. Anybody remember what is sixth house represents?
Roga, Reno, Rupu. Roga, Reno, Rupu.
Everybody was saying something. I couldn't understand the single word. What is that? Sixth house
Roga,
means
Reno. Roga,
okay.
Reno.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Rena.
Runa, Ripu.
So, disease, enemies, and your debts. Even with, and additionally with your job. You work under somebody, okay? If these three or you are very much clear in the sixth house, you are done with the sixth. There are many things the sixth house represents, but if you are clear about the disease, clear about the enemy's debts, and as well as the job which you work under any somebody, then the Rahu sixth house, you are almost done. Now the Rahu was kind of an the force nobody can stop, but it's an unsteady force. It's an illusion. Any kind of an obsession, addiction, all kind of negative behaviors comes under the Rahu. Now, this kind of situation, the Rahu was present in the sixth house. Okay. Here is an interesting thing. And remember, it is an Upachayasthana. Upachayasthana means your age grows, the auspiciousness is also grows. Okay, Dusthana, it's somehow it drags you down, but it will give you some, you will get something out of it. Rahu in the sixth house, victory over adversities. This is a very important thing. Right? Sixth house is for your disease, enemies, and their debts. If you're going to fight with your disease, that is your physical body, you will get success out of it. You're going to fight with your enemy, definitely you will achieve the success. Regardless of whatever the condition it is, you will achieve the success. Why? The Rahu's energy is that much. The Rahu's energy, the force which comes from them, you can't even face that. That kinds of the Rahu's energy will. When comes into a crisis in the finance, Rahu in a sixth house, they are the best example or to overcome any kind of the crisis on. If they want to close their debts, the Rahu in a sixth house do their job efficiently, very, very efficient. How come that is possible? Because they know this many debts in my hand. What kind of adjustments I have to make to switch over or break the debts into smaller chunks or diversify my debts or how I can invest into some other thing to close my debts or take one debt, close every small chunks. Whatever the ideas they come up with, it will be definitely succeed for a longer term. They are the best example of overcoming the crisis, particularly in finance. Rahu in the sixth house, you don't need to worry about it because their mind knows which way they have to take and which way is the most successful to overcome anything in the crisis of finance. Okay. And this is the one of the strength of them. When the Rahu in the sixth house, they would stop to earn in only one income. Some people will feel like, okay, I landed in a job. This much is enough for me. I'm much more content. Okay. Imagine a situation when Rahu was When the Ketu was in the sixth house, these people have so much content. Even if you give $10, they feel like, okay, I'm earning this much, I'm making money with it. But the Rahu is not like that. If you give them the $10, they will think that, okay, this is the money which I'm going to earn. Okay, this was not enough for me. What is the next way? Find another job. Okay, then is the Rahu will sixth house Rahu will satisfied with the 2 jobs? No, search for another thing, search for another thing. And its brain works in a very, very dramatic fashion. Okay, why not I'm working? Okay, I can join somebody and get earning from them also. So it do some other stuff, but definitely the many sources of income. It won't stop with one, won't stop with the 2. It will be more than, okay. Okay, now this is the most interesting point, because mostly when the 6th house any grahas was present, the people will think, oh, it will go into this, it will go into that. This is going to increase, debt will increase, enemies will increase, this, that. But when Ram was present, he will get a good health no matter what. Okay. When Ram was present in a 6th house, and if you are putting your effort, you are putting your hard work, regardless of whatever you are going to get, Rahu will give you, Rahu will opens up the wealth unlimited. That's why if this one point ill down like anything, they will go like this only. They can't stop. It won't be stopped. It will be unlimited. Okay, that is for the Rahu in the 6th house. Anybody which is who's with Rahu in the 6th house? And Rahu in the 6th house is super good, because it destroys your disease, it destroys your enemies, it clears your debts. Anybody? No? Okay, let's see about the Rahu in the 7th house. I already told you about the Rahu in the 7th house. It's called as an Ananda Sarpa. Sarpa means it's in Tamil it was a snake. Who I believe everybody knows about the story about the Rahu and the Ketu. Rahu is the we will speak about that later. I'll come back here. 1 and 7 considered as the Ananda Sarpa. Every Bhava, every house having a different name. But particularly, remember this 1 and 7, they call it as an Ananda Sarpa, because that will give you the some amount of the happiness in the life. Okay. Now, 7th house represents your spouse, partners, your business partners, your boss, client, the customer, which were the gift you are receiving from the others, how you are interact, everything comes under the 7th house. Now, the Rahu was in a mood, whichever shows an illusion, you feel as an illusion. The sense is receiving it as an illusion, it's a Rahu's presence, the Rahu's significant was there. Any kind of the bribe or obsessive, possessive nature, negative thoughts, which is also the Rahu 12. Now, this kind of the thing which is present in the 7th house. Now, let's see about how this combination works. Mostly, they are successful in business and partnership. Okay, then we may ask the question: how come this is possible? Rahu will give you the wealth. Rahu very good with the wealth. Rahu will give the tremendous wealth in your hand. That's why they are always successful in business. They are always successful in any partnership they are going to tie up with. These are the peoples that are in the 7th house reach out to mass audience. Even if you are landed up in a 110 audience, they won't stop. They think for them, for their nature, they want to reach the lakhs and lakhs of the peoples. Mostly when the Rahu in the 7th house means, instead of working individually, getting partner or working with other partners, they will gain they will gain much more than they planned for. they planned in their business. Their gains to partner is really high. So instead of going for an individual, so if you see here, birth chart which is having a Rahu in the 7th house, don't ask them to go for a business individually. Ask them to find for a partner whom they trust. They can go with that kind of the partnership. Okay. 7th house is also your spouse, right? Whether it is a husband, the wife is really good. For wife, the handsome husband. And Rahu was in the 7th house. Okay, this is the kind of the thing when it's about the domestic, how they behave in their family. They're really nice to others. They won't speak harm to anybody, or they won't leave any kind of the negative words. Because of the Rahu was present in the 7th house, it maintains the diplomacy in them. Okay. Much importantly, Rahu in the 7th house is good for politics. Good for politics means it's really good for politics. Particularly if the peoples are doing the diplomacy in state level, or in starting from the panchayat level, or in district level, or state level, or in the national level, or an international level. When the Rahu in the 7th house, no one can match with the diplomacy. They know how to speak very sweet, how to organize the or articulate the speech in such a way. No one can find fault in the speech. Okay? That kind of the nature, Rahu in the 7th house. Okay. Any questions? Okay, it's already time's up. We'll see from Rahu in 8th house from the next class. Any doubts right now? Rahu in the 7th house.
Normally,
yes.
ma'am, you said Rahu is a challenge to relationship, right?
Rahu?
Is a challenge to relationship, right?
Mm, mm.
So
Yes.
how is he able to give a good benefit in the 7th house?
That's what I'm explain about the Ananda setup. Imagine a situation you have with Tulala. Whether you have the Rahu here or Rahu here, this is then Ananda setup. If the relationship with much more, it won't be affected too much. At this point in time, when the Rahu was in the Lagna is you. The relationship with you, himself or herself, won't get affected. It's okay. It's fine. You can live the life peacefully. Same goes for here. When the 7th house Rahu was here, until now, if you see one point, when the Rahu was in the 6th house, which were the Bhava, which were the relationship, it will be moved away. There is no compromise on that. If you see the 5th house, children will go away. Then the 4th house, you will be moved away from your mother.
Away from home.
The 3rd house, you will be moved away from your younger sibling. Or whichever the Bhava, whatever the relation, you will definitely move away. But this is the one exception when 1 and the 7. There is also one more exception. If whichever the Bhava, whichever the relation it is, but if you are living in an abroad, if you are living in a foreign countries, whatever we are saying about the Rahu's nature won't be occurring in your life. Like you may say, Vanita, I have the 4th house Rahu, but I am living with my mother. Then the next question from me was, where you are living, or you are living in your birthplace. If it was definitely they can't be living in their birthplace. If they are living with their mother, means definitely it will be in a foreign land. Can live with your mother. That exception was there. If the Rahu in the 7th house, if the husband and wife was living in a foreign country, a foreign nation, then this won't get affected. They can lead their life peacefully.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Vanita, you mean to say children born abroad will have this, no effect on this?
Okay, wherever your birthplace is, that will
No, if the
become.
child is born in America only. But
Okay,
the
then,
yeah.
Then okay, there was a thing here. Okay, I will tell you what is the foreign. See, Rahu and the Ketu will become much more effective in the night time. Much more means very much effective at the night time.
Okay.
Why we are saying it is a foreign land? Foreign land means when imagine a situation you born in India, when you have the daytime, the US will have the night time.
Right.
When you are having the night time, US will have the daytime. So that's why when you are living in a foreign country, that means the biology, the clock will change, the timing will change. Then your organ is your working of the organ change will automatically, right? For example, if you are sleeping in India, imagine 8 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. So that is not going to happen in an US, right? That is a daytime for them. You won't be sleeping at that time.
Yeah.
The effect will be reversed.
Okay. No, that is understood. That is understood. For people of Indian born in India but going there and kids born there, that is not going to happen.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, but now your question is that the child was born in a foreign nation.
Yeah.
So child birth place is that one that is not foreign for them.
Yeah.
It was foreign for the father and mother.
Correct.
Because they born in the different place, but the child was born in an US means it is his or her birthplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which becomes the foreign when they come back to India. India becomes a foreign for them, right?
Okay.
So you have to think accordingly.
Okay.
Mostly we are thinking most of the peoples which we are studying among is an Indian. So I make it as a generalized statement, but think it is in a way like when whichever you are born, birthplace, that place, the Rahu may not get affected when you are living in a foreign means if you are in the US, come back to India, it won't get affected.
Okay. So you mean to say Indian born parents, but if the child is born there, which is a land for him. So anyway, parents set is different from the child's birthplace. So either way, it won't work.
Okay, don't get confused. See,
Child will still be affected by the Rahu because the birthplace is US and they are staying in US.
Yeah.
For parents alone, it will not.
No. What I meant to say is moving away, the child moving away from the parents, or that is what was the question, right? So.
Okay, very simple thing. See, when there was a situation, Rahu in a fifth house, the child was born in the foreign country, but it is his birthplace. Okay,
yeah.
It is the foreign place for the father
parents.
and the
Yeah.
Then when you have to see about the parents' birth chart, we have to understand how the effect of the Rahu will.
Okay.
But imagine a situation when a Rahu was in the fifth house, the child is born in an US means the effect will come into his life when the age grows. Okay. But what they will do, they can ask the child to study, make the child to study in a different province. So in India, in the state to state, right? That is also foreign. Little bit of it's a kind of you move away from your parents.
Okay.
So in US, you can move away the child from one province to another province. It was like moving from one state to another state.
True. Okay. Got it.
So you can maintain the distance. So that's why what it will become, the relationship will still maintain. It won't get any kind of the bitterness in between them.
Okay. Got it.
So if it was not there, see, when the Rahu in the fifth house means you should not be see only the Rahu in the fifth house. There are the other 8 planets, excluding the Rahu. 8 planets may be placed in exact auspicious places that will strengthen the relationship also.
Sure.
So at that point in time, you should not decide only based on the Rahu. Okay, my Rahu was in the fifth place. No, I have to move my child. No, don't do that. See the other planets also. If it was in a great position and the child or relationship with others was auspiciousness at the increased level, then you don't need to do anything. Just think about do the things normally. It will be settled in their life. They will find the way one by one.
Yeah, and because that topic came, I just thought I would clarify. Thank you, Anita.
Okay, we'll see you all next week then.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.